one thing I can say to Lagosians, as it may be, is that we may not be able to totally eradicate this, or totally eradicate and take these guys, every one of them, off the streets. But by the time Eko Inspire Me starts, there will be we're going to change the narrative, and I'm not just talking. There will be a change mindset, and Lagos will be a lot more safer and better for you and I. I was given some books to go study. I have the books from United Nations. I have them at home. Right, but at that point in time, my marriage had just been dissolved. Emotionally and mentally, I wasn't there. And they told me there's a lot of money marked for this project. If only that they told me they were looking for people of, to work with, people of integrity, impeccable character. So as far as they were concerned, because I was made an ambassador by this organization, who must have done their due diligence on me. You understand? So they believed that there was I'm somebody they could work with, and they told me at that point in time, then they didn't believe in any NGO from Nigeria, that they were not accountable. Out to the governor, because they had their letter, their phone numbers where you could reach them. Yeah. So I sent a personal message. I said, sir, Your Excellency, sir, this is the situation, but I think this is what you need to do, sir. I just left my own humble opinion, and then and that night I couldn't sleep because I was troubled. It had to do with doctor strike. And I'm like, people are dying in the hospital, and the Mr. Governor said he's not going back on whatever decision, whatever. Lord, I couldn't sleep. So please show that strength as a leader, because I know you guys are leaders. SARS, Macaroni, I doff my hat, guys. You guys are leaders, and someday, one way or the other, either as Afabaje or Oba themselves in this country, they're going to be at the ends of affair. Show that strength, not weakness. It's not a sign of weakness. Dialogue is important. One thing I don't understand about life is that why do people go to war then go back to dialogue? Why can't we dialogue before going to war?
Let's quickly go to, because we're talking about youth reforms now.
Okay.
And it's very important, because all your life, your music, your culture has always appealed to moral discipline, moral, let me say moral rectitude and all that. We're trying to decimate moral decadence and amplify moral rectitude and all that. So when you look at it, how do you think we can take some of these young people? Because I look at what you told me about Inspire Me.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, inspire me. Can you inspire people at the downstream, people who are the lowest rung of the social ladder? How do you inspire them? How do you get them up into the society? And do you think the government of the day, because politicians are the major culprits, most of them are tyrants, they don't even see tomorrow. It appears that they are the culprits after parents and the church. They are the biggest culprits. So do you think politicians will listen to you to allow you to inspire? And do you think there's hope for this kids that have been given away to drug, given away to lotto, given away to shepherd, and given away to touting.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sabe. Yes, there is. I've been on this project for some time now. I was really shocked when I got the call from Mr. Governor. That's Governor Sanwo-Olu on a Sunday. And he called me, said, I heard about this project that you're trying to do. Please tell me about it. So I explained how I intend to go the reality TV route in creating a platform for the street guys to excel in life. And he said to me, this is fantastic. How do you want to run this? And I explained to him, he said, okay, you can talk to them at this ministry and let me know what you need for us to go on this. Now, one thing shocked me. When we put in the letter and when we spoke to them at the ministry, they were trying to say, okay, we want to talk to that ministries, let us know how we want to do it. But 2 days later, they called me. The PAM sec of that ministry called me and said, Mr. Governor said we should hands off your project. It is your project. We should not dictate to you or influence anything. I was like, wow. I said, Mr. Governor said, that's what Mr. Governor said. It's your project. You've been on this for some years now. Let ARA do our project. Please just support her with whatever she asks of you. That really touched me, which means he understood the assignment. He understood what I was trying to do. We are going to start very soon. So, taking these guys off the streets, going the reality TV show route, the Inspire Me Academy. One thing I realized is that these guys need a mentor.
Oh, they need mentorship.
They need mentorship. They need to be inspired. They need a platform to showcase what they've got, be it skills, academically, talent, or in sports. So this is what we are going to base the project on. And we had a meeting with the Algon president, Mr. Kolade, Alabi Kolade, who is also...
Mr. Kolade Alabi?
Yes.
Algon president.
Algon
I've
president.
heard about him that he's a youth leader too.
He's a fantastic human being. Who is also the chairman, current chairman of Bariga.
Oh,
yes.
Wonderful.
It's fantastic. I never met him before, you know, but somebody said to me, this is somebody you need to talk to. This is somebody who has passion.
I that is passionate about youth.
Very passionate. Very passionate. So by the time I sat before him and, you know, he told me, I'd like to listen to what your project is all about. And he said to me that in 1999, I wrote a letter to former President Oba Sonjo on this same project. Based on the same 3 arrows that we are operating, reorientation, rehabilitation, and reintegration.
Reorientation, rehabilitation, and reintegration.
He said, I'm glad you have brought this to me, and I can tell you, you have my endorsement. I'm 100% on board with you. So we have leaders who still believe in the youth. I want to believe that. And he said to me that we're going to replicate this in other areas. Let us start with Lagos. Since you want to start with Lagos, let us start with Lagos.
Lagos is the hub. Yesterday, a neighbor, Mrs. Kings, was telling me how some boys are now attacking people at street junctions. It happens to me in Agege. Sometimes they go not too far away. I was coming down from a Marwa and those boys just approached me and they were trying to hold my bag. I gave them the whole money on me. I gave to them. It's now a pocket of crisis, a pocket of social miscreants going around there in Lagos, almost in Agege, in Dokpemo, in Yanopaja, in Jaye.
You're right.
All of them useless, horrible, terrible young people. And it appears the police is powerless, the police is confused, the security agencies are docile as a dead rat, you know. And the government, the political class appears not to be concerned because the allegation is that they are the one that even sodomize those young people in the name of politicking. You give them drugs to go and fight, to go and snatch ballot boxes. Then post election era, you abandon them. They become miscreants. So how is your Inspire Me going to handle those ones? Don't you think you also need some security alliances, especially to get these people off? Because I was thinking that government should have gone to a level. If Nigerian government is serious, if Lagos State government is serious, I don't think really they are serious. There should be a law wandering act that could take these people out because they are becoming a threat to the society. I mean, people cannot work in the night. Even early in the morning, Mrs. Kings was telling me yesterday that early in the morning they will attack people. They are going to work, they come, they will hold a stick and they will just collect your phone, collect everything. They're always hanging around.
Very true. Even in my area, they are there. One thing I can say to Nigerians, one thing I can say to Lagosians, as it may be, is that we may not be able to totally eradicate this, or totally eradicate and take these guys, every one of them, off the streets. But by the time Echo Inspire Me starts, there will be we're going to change the narrative. And I'm not just talking. There will be a change mindset. And Lagos will be a lot more safer and better for you and I. By the time we start this project, after the maiden edition, I will personally look for you. You understand? I will personally look for you to you know, get a reaction from Lagosians on what they think about Echo Inspire Me.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you, and on how it has affected Lagosians in terms of security, in terms of, you know, being tourist friendly, investor friendly. I would personally
nightlife friendly.
Nightlife friendly, because at that point in time, Lagosians will be able to understand the mentality of these guys, where they're coming from. And these guys, let me tell you something, they feel that you and I don't care about them. Like they said, like during my interaction with them, they say, hey, oh wow, I know they're on you. You understand? That was the owl, you know, the one of them that spoke to me, I just quoted him. And you know that these guys are the first responders when incidents happen on the street. But rather than add value, they destroy. Just because they feel they have nothing to lose. Look at the NSAS. I mentioned this. Look at the NSAS. They felt like the stakeholder youths organized that protest. The non-stakeholder youths disorganized it. The stakeholder youths and the non-stakeholder youths need to bridge a gap. There is a gap that needs to be bridged. That's what the Echo Inspire Me is coming to do. Bridge that gap between the society and these guys, the rejects of the society, like we put them.
The relics of the society.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like the bad bread.
You see.
In the storehouse.
You see, but by the time Echo Inspire Me starts, every Lagosian, everybody on the soil of Africa is going to realize that these guys are just gems that are just waiting to be, you know, taken and, cleansed, purified. By the time we start this project, you know, I don't want to say too much. I just want people to start seeing. And we are working. I mean, now that my mom has been buried and everything, I can refocus, you know, because being the creative director and all of that, I was, like I said, broken emotionally and, you know, and all of that. But thank God that we have gotten this far. It was even after my mom passed that the meeting to meet with the Agon president came up. So we were still working, but because the party was getting close, we had to put everything, you know, on hold to quickly attend to mom's burial, give her the befitting burial, and you know that, you know, she so deserved. You know.
I want to ask you a question that Inspire Me, Echo Inspire Me, is going to be a kind of reality TV solution.
Yes.
To discover new stars on the streets and take them off, reform them, and reorientate them, then integrate them. Now, a lot of people watching in diaspora want me to ask you that, how can corporate Nigeria and diaspora Nigeria support you, especially in terms of fund, because you're going to talk about fund. When you look at Big Brother, you see that a lot of fund are put into those projects, and there's another way of getting fund through text message and all that. So how do you get the fund to execute the projects?
Thank you. At this point, we've been speaking to corporate Nigeria, and there are individuals who are also highly interested in the project. Of course, we're sourcing for sponsorship, but if you're an NGO or the individual outside the country and you want to support this project, you can reach us, you know, via the numbers and email that will be scrolling on the screen. What the beauty of Echo Inspire Me is that we're going to have an academy. Unlike, you know, other reality TV shows, when they get out of the house, they're on their own. No, Echo Inspire Me is not going to be like that. We're going to have an academy, because we can't take millions of people what's it called? Per show. We can only have 20 people.
Per edition?
Yes, per edition, per season.
Per season.
We're going to have one season in a year. We can only take 20. but we can attend to over 200,000 at the academy, where they can come in to access information on how to be a better person, better their life, better citizens of this country. Now, when they have that sense of belonging, like they're part of the society, when they see that there's a future for me, they would rethink twice before getting involved in anything damaging to their life. There's a boy I see along the road when I take my boy to school every morning. It's about my son's age. And I point that boy, I said, do you see that guy sitting over there? He's your age. That boy, I can tell you, has not had a bath in a week or more. He's dirty, he's lonely, there is no mother, there's no father, there's no mentor, there's no guardian. Someday, somebody's going to come to him and say, by 5,000. And before you know it, the poor boy is going to die. Not because he chose that life, but he had no choice. So Eco Inspire Me is going to give them a choice. So by the time we launched this, we did the media press conference, unveiling, and then the show proper itself. We are going to have viewing centers across Lagos where they're going to sit and watch their fellow guys picked off the street like them in the house, excelling. They are going to be inspired like Ole Jamie Lola. We have different NGOs all over the world that will want to be part of it. I was made a water ambassador by Melody for Dialogue among civilization associations in New York in 2012. At that decoration, where I was decorated, United Nations came, UNESCO came, UNICEF came, a lot of them were there. So at the end of the day, I was invited to the headquarters, United Nations headquarters in Manhattan, to the habitat. And I was told they would like to work with me on water and waste management in Africa. I was given some books to go study. I have the books from United Nations. I have them at home. Right, but at that point in time, my marriage had just been dissolved. Emotionally and mentally, I wasn't there. And they told me there's a lot of money marked for this project. If only that they told me they were looking for people of, to work with, people of integrity, impeccable character. So as far as they were concerned, because I was made an ambassador by this organization, who must have done their due diligence on me. You understand? So they believed that I'm somebody they could work with, and they told me at that point in time, then they didn't believe in any NGO from Nigeria, that they were not accountable. You understand? But this project is such that, just like my mother, my word is my bond. I'm a woman of integrity, and by the time we start this project, I'm getting calls already from the United States about people who want to represent us, to get funds from other NGOs, international NGOs, because we've done series of Zoom meetings, of briefings, of pitching and everything, and everybody is like, how did you come about this? I'm not about to put all of my ideas on here. I understand now. Thank you. So I'm not speaking, thank you, conservatively. Yep. So, but I can tell you, if you're interested in being a part of this, see, home or abroad, wherever you are, you're coming back to Nigeria, your kids are coming back to Nigeria, see this as something that you need to do for your children to have a society to come back to. Yes. And I can tell you, you will not regret being a stakeholder. We are all stakeholders. Because, we are all stakeholders. And Nigeria is our country. So by the time we start this project, I am most certain that there'll be a turnaround, there'll be a change in Lagos State. Because I'm starting with Lagos State, yes.
Awolowo said it before he died. Late Chief Obafemi Awolowo said, if the rich refuse to take care of the children of the poor, yes, and the children of the poor will not allow the children of the rich to be at peace with themselves. Absolutely. So I saying that you are trying to use your initiative to help the children, the disoriented children of the poor off the street and put it back. Maybe you could get a bad boy up from Surulere, yes, a bad boy up from Mushin, from Agege, from Agege, a bad boy, a bad boy from Yanopaja, a bad boy up from
Mr. Sabe, Ilupeju. Mr. Sabe, let's wait till then. Let's wait till then. You will see. Let's wait till then.
Now, on that, I want to let you know that the spill effect is going to be Inspire Me Ibadan, or Inspire Me Ekiti, or Inspire Me Abeokuta, or Inspire Me, in fact, Inspire Me Nigeria. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Do you know the story of Jumoke, the breast seller?
That girl, that beautiful lady?
Yes. The grass to grace story. Now, look at 20 of such people given the best opportunities of their life. See, it's a concept, it's a project that has never happened before anywhere in the world. The concept is unique. When I, gave Mr. Governor the breakdown and he listened attentively, Mr. Governor was wild. And that was why he could tell them in the ministry, don't try to
manipulate her or control her.
Give her a free hand. That was what he said. Give her a free hand. Give her a free hand, because he believed strongly in the project. How
will you define Governor Sanwo-Olu at a close range? Because, well, I don't want to say what I know, what I think about him, but how will you do you think he's a youth friendly? Because look at what happened with great artists like Mr. Macaroni and innovative artists like Dr. Falz and all that. They said, no, we cannot do any Lagos work with you because they don't know where he belongs. Because during the NSARS, Bruhaha, they felt that he was one of those who instructed the military to come and shoot the young people. And since then, he has a stigma. And I'm looking at the situation whereby he's going out of office and the stigma is following him like a bad shit. But from your own relationship with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the one they call BOS,
yes.
What kind of person is he? Do you think he's very passionate about young people? And do you think he's a sincere person? He's not a deceptive person?
Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak about His Excellency, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. I knew him before he became governor.
Oh.
I knew him to be a down-to-earth person with a heart of gold, a youth-friendly person. I remember the first day I met him. It was at an event. I think they brought, what's his name? Evander Holyfield to Nigeria. And it was organized by a friend. It was my friend that brought Evander to Nigeria with Bishop Entertainment. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was one of the people tagging us to go in.
Are you saying that it was at the gate?
Yes,
tagging you?
It was at the gate.
Can you imagine?
It was at the gate.
That humble?
That's humble. That's when people speak about him in the negative, it breaks my heart. Now, don't tell me that position or authority changes people. No, he's been in government for years. He's been serving in other capacity. Even at that level. You understand? The friend that organized that event that I'm talking about is a top oil mogul in this country. It's his friend. Governor Babajide, the moment he saw me, then he was not a governor. He just did like this. Ara! I was also looking at who is this person that is saying Ara? He just doing that. Until today, that's how His Excellency greets me. When he sees me, he will just go like this. Till today, anywhere. So when I got to the day, it was one that tagged me. He was just greeting me. He had a face cap on. He was greeting me. He had a blazer on, a face cap. Ara, come in. No, you please can go and sit over there. I was like, who is this tall, fine? My father is tall, dark, and handsome. Yes, so the first thing that struck me was, who is this tall, dark, and handsome guy? So friendly, so unassuming. So when he became governor, I didn't even know. That my friend now called me. He said, you now spoke to me. He said, you know Mr. Governor? And I said, no, I don't know him. I've never met him. He said, Ara. When you came to my show, you remember the guy with the face cap that was hailing you, that put a tag? I said, that's Governor Babajide. Are you kidding me? Mr. Governor, I said, I didn't know. Now, on the NSAS thing, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kó fi wá dáadáa wá dá wa láre. Sometimes, I mean, dá wa lẹ́bi. God bless you.
Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kó fi wá dáadáa wá dá wa lẹ́bi.
Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kó fi wá dáadáa wá dá wa lẹ́bi. Because Babajide Sanwo-Olu didn't order anybody to be shot.
Are you sure?
Yes. Now let me tell you something. The youths were angry with the SARS department of the police.
Yes, that's the police force.
Police force. Now, there are some. Everybody knows that there are classified information that cannot be divulged one way or the other to the society. That's why it's classified. There's a lot happening in our country that if you and I were to know certain things in this country, we'll probably be afraid. I can remember during the time of Governor Babatunde Fashola,
BRF, Babani Governor.
Thank you.
Yes.
I can remember during his time, there was to be bombings all over Lagos. You understand? There was, that time, there was this...
There was the news,
yes.
And there was a fear in the atmosphere.
Like even at the airport, they caught that cripple.
Yes,
guy with bomb.
Yep.
There were more. A lot. But these are information that, as the governor of the people, needs to protect the people. You don't create fear in the atmosphere. So people will react negatively to fear. Now, I don't know about other things that happened though, but when they gave the instruction that the guys should please go up the streets, we have heard, can we dialogue? You understand? We have heard you are protesting, can we dialogue? There are certain things that will not be divulged to them. Even at that point, they won't listen. Now, Mr. Governor couldn't have ordered the police to go there to control. There's no governor that, chaos is happening in your backyard and you keep quiet. Even abroad, don't we watch on CNN? When people are protesting, the police are there pouring water on them, facing them, even beating them. We watch Al Jazeera, we watch CNN, we see the resistance from the police. Now, ọlọ́pàá làwọn guys in Binusi. Kò possible kí Mr. Governor tún ní kọ́lọ́pàá lọ curtail wọn, kọ́ lọ control, kọ́ lọ. Ihun tí wọ́n fẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé tá bá tún ọlọ́pàá lọ síbẹ̀ àwọn guys máa clash, ìjà máa ṣẹlẹ̀. So ẹ jẹ́ ká rán àwọn ará bí lọ. Me first song nǹkan tó ju ẹnu mi because there are certain things that we know that but we can't go on there to talk about. You understand? But one thing I want to say is that Mr. Governor will order kan lọ pa anybody.
You didn't tell the immediately because the colonel came to the commissioner and said it was Governor Babajide that called them.
They kan lọ pa. Did he say you should go and kill them? No. You should go and curtail the situation. Are you understanding me? Could possibly governor to pay loss of no. Go and curtail the situation. Don't we have happy trigger policemen on the road?
These are frustrated ones.
Thank you. How do we know we don't have frustrated armies in the army? All of face our guys not join. How do we know? Are you understanding me? How do we know? Agbogola de monkoto shele ni bi ati ni lohun yen. Tani o bon kan pe won infiltrate àárín military, but there are certain things they won't say in the open. And there are certain things you and I can't talk about, but the youths want everything to be on social media. Everything cannot be on social media. And so that is why when they say, come, let us dialogue. If truly you are fighting for a cause, you should go to dialogue. Mr. Governor said, come, let us talk. Only no.
It's like the youths were already disoriented. Even all the things they're asking the police to do or not to do, I don't think all of them are done now. You can imagine after some month now, we're now having a super police corps that have turned out to be a super criminal, relating with Yahoo boys, relating with drug cartel and all that.
Exactly.
So I think at that time the youth were just, they made up their mind that no, we have to take it down.
Okay, you have to take it down. You want to burn. If we burn, as far as I'm concerned though, I'm a mother too. Now, you see the social media space, I avoid a lot of things on social media because see, people hide behind their phones. Some people are depressed, some people are angry, some people are on drugs, all kinds of people. You even see somebody posting that he or she has just been raped. You're going to go and read the comments. Rather than rather than feel for them, rather than being
emotional or empathetic. Or show empathy.
Or show empathy. You will go and read the comments, see what they will be writing there.
Intimidating and frustrating words.
Or
could jump to
no for third mainland. So when you see the youth going on social media cursing Mr. Governor, I'm not saying he's above anybody's reprimanding or, not reprimanding, sorry. I'm not saying he's above people venting. Yeah, you can vent, you have a right. Mr. Governor is kind of governor that will listen to your vents. He wants you to vent so that he can address the issue. But when you don't vent, when he doesn't see you and you don't vent, how will he address the issue? And we all know that there are certain things. These are national issues. So I'm very careful in what I'm saying. But one thing I can tell you, there was a panel now. You heard what the panel said. And they started addressing the issue. I had one or two people very close to me on the panel. Of course, they won't divulge things to me. So I watched closely. And what I said is because people who have integrity. And that's why the panel came out, the result came out the way it came. Yes.
The result says some people were shot.
You see, if Mr. Governor was not transparent, we won't have that kind of... They could have killed it before it came out. They could have killed it. So, I'm saying this. I'm not saying that there's nowhere where there's a perfect... You can't please everybody. There's nowhere in the world where you cannot... Where we don't have issues. Even in America and Europe and all over. Should be news. I'm not a close friend of Mr. Governor. I was just at that event and he tagged me, and from there I formed my own opinion. You made the impression of him? Yes. And when he became Mr. Governor, he didn't change? No, he has not changed one bit. He's not like arrogant? He's not. He's not. Even his first lady is not that kind of person. These are well-read, educated people with, you know, they are not in the sense of they're not the kind of couple or people that puff up. They're not puffed up. Oh. They are not. They are not puff daddy, puff mommy. And even as it is, where Momo just once mommy told me before he became Mr. Governor, you know, me pe kon fún mi ní báwo no ṣe ń pè red carpet treatment pe marry governor leni mo nlo niyan. It took me almost a year to get him on the phone to be able to explain that project to him. It took me, because I'd written, sent messages, I was following due process. And when it was my turn to be attended to, they attended to me. Oh, so maybe I'm telling one more or something like that. But I want to make it up. But I'm not a close, you know what I mean? Yes, there are some people in government today that can stroll to the office without appointment. Yeah. I still followed protocol. So Mr. Governor is not that kind of person. If you have your seat down now, if you have sit down and you are sitting on a round table with Mr. Macaroni and Dr. Falz and all the other bad boys. Yes. These are great guys. Yes. I'm just using the word bad boys. Yes. What are you going to tell them about BOS, Sanwo-Olu, Jido? The one that the first they call Jido. What are you going to tell them about Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're putting me on the spot. You're putting me on the spot. Now, what I will say to them is this. Because they're angry with him. Extremely angry. And they say, we are not going to take any work with you. Please just do your own and leave the seat. They are just waiting for 2023 for him to just take his whatever and walk away. I don't know if he's lucky. Maybe he get the second time. But with what is going on now, well, you see, I respect these guys you have mentioned, and everybody is entitled to their opinion, right? Yeah. They're entitled to their own opinion of whatever opinion they formed of him. But I want to say to them, if indeed they are working for the people, true leaders always look for the best. Look out for the best interests of the people they fight for, of the people. Are they fighting for themselves or the youth? I also say to them, no interest ever taken in the interest of mankind is a sign of weakness. No, I repeat it again. What do you mean by that? Thank you. No interest, or I mean no decision. No decision ever taken in the interest of mankind is a sign of weakness. If they had agreed, no decision ever taken in the history of mankind. In the interest. Okay, the interest of mankind. Okay. This is my quote. It's not anybody's quote. I understand. I came up with that word because one day I sat down. There was an issue in government, and a past governor of this state, and a past governor of this state. Okay, and a past governor of this state, you know, was going through, you know, I read it in the news, and I reached out, because I look out for all of these things. I reached out to the governor, because they had their letter, I mean their phone numbers where you could reach them. So I sent a personal message. I said, sir, Your Excellency, sir, this is the situation, but I think this is what you need to do, sir. I just left my own humble opinion. And then and that night I couldn't sleep because I was troubled. It had to do with doctor strike. And I'm like, people are dying in the hospital. And the Mr. Governor said he's not going back on whatever decision, you know, whatever. I couldn't sleep. So I kept on and I sat down. And then this thing came, said, no decision ever taken in the interest of mankind is a sign of weakness. I think Falz and Mr. Macaroni and, you know, the group
if group of that youth, wonderful youth, you are the leader of tomorrow. In fact, starting today, because today, I mean, I think someone was saying some of our past governors or presidents were the age of these guys when they, and all of that. When
they got into leadership.
This is my own advice to them. You want to take this country forward, but you must apply wisdom, right? You must learn. See this, our elders. You need to work with them to take words of advice from them, because a lot of things happened even before you came into existence. You understand? This country is sitting on a huge history that you do not know, that you cannot know from the history class.
You're talking about behind the scene.
There are a lot of behind the scene events that you need.
The history behind the history.
The history behind the history that you need to learn from these, our elders. Now, that decision you will take, I'm speaking to Falz, Mr. Macaroni now. You see, that decision that you will take to sit on a round table and dialogue with Mr. Governor is not a sign of weakness. It is in the interest of mankind, of the youth of this country, of the future. That is the meaning of that statement, that no decision ever taken in the interest of mankind is a sign of weakness. No, you are not weak. If you decide to sit today with His Excellency Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to discuss, to dialogue, it shows wisdom, it shows passion, it shows empathy, it shows strength. I tell you, my brothers and sisters, it is not a sign of weakness. Leaders will take all kinds of shit, let me use that word, will go through anything to fight for their people. Everybody will come and dump on you. Yes, I had an opportunity to sit with Macaroni. We're at an event. There's the same argument on elders and leaders, and they were vibrating, they were using some words, and I said, see, as a people of culture, you cannot go to your father because your father has offended and say, but daddy me, he's still paying your school fees, you're living under his roof. You can't say that to your father. If your father offends you, with respect, no shini, if you will express yourself, put forward your grievances, but still with respect. The only commandment in the Bible that came with a condition is honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long. Because the commandment meet totally recommend. So our leaders have failed us, agreed, but they have also done a lot in our society. For the period of time that this NSAS thing was going on, we know what we went through in this country. It was then I knew the police was working. We can't deny that. Do they have their faults? Yes. Based on their own ideologies. Tomorrow, if Macaroni becomes the president, or Falz becomes the president, people that will come up, rise up against you will still come. If you like, you feed everybody with yam and yam and egg, or pound the yam and the 40 euro every day. Some people will still come and say, kilo de chefe power and 40 euro at 10 euro, bella and jello jojumo, at them wine lojojumo, F1 come me je.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Sabi.
Thank you.
You know, so I want to appeal to them. Again, I repeat, no decision taken in the interest of mankind is a sign of weakness. No, you are not weak. Today, if you sit at the round table with Mr. Governor to discuss, vent, lay your grievances. Solution mawa. Solution let tibewa. The solution bawa in day one. By the time I share to a large extent, oh mawa, don't dance to the gallery. Most people on social media don't care. They don't even have a clue. You can't rule a country on social media. You can't. So if you want to be a leader,
You must be able to make sacrifices that might seem weak to some people on social media, but as a true leader, it is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. Me ò gbé sẹ́yìn anybody at all. I'm also advocating for a better country, which is why my project Inspire Me is calling on everybody, all hands on deck. It's our society. If you can't fojú parí yẹn, can't neglect pé kíní kan yẹn. It has taken me up to 10 years to be able to arrive at this level with Inspire Me. That's going to be a co-Inspire Me because we are doing it in Lagos, not because it's a Lagos State project. And I can tell you, I've not had a one-on-one with Mr. Governor physically on this project. It was just that call to say, okay, please give me a brief of this project. And by the time I was through, it just said, go and talk to them here. And by the time I got there, they wanted to start this. The following day or 2 days later, Mr. Governor said we should give you free hand. Just like he gave the panel free hand.
The NSAS panel.
NSAS panel. Give them free hand. You understand? You know, so I beg you to please show that strength as a leader. Because I know you guys are leaders. SARS, Macaroni, I doff my hat, guys. You guys are leaders. And someday, one way or the other, either as Afabaje or Oba themselves in this country, they're going to be at the ends of affair. Show that strength, not weakness. It's not a sign of weakness. Dialogue. Dialogue is important. One thing I don't understand about life is that why do people go to war then go back to dialogue? Why can't we dialogue before going to war?
So your round table, square table.
No, it's true. Why do people go to war? Then joke on my sorrow. Lives have been lost. Look at Russia and Ukraine now. Later now, they will go back to the round table and they will now say, okay, why clear tech or coffee here? Shiwaju, kamate jesile for nothing. May the souls of everyone that died during NSAS rest in peace, and may it not be in vain.
Amen.
And may those who lost loved ones during the NSAS,
okay, before we run up, that's a fantastic one.
Thank you.
Let's quickly go back to the issue. This issue has not left you because I remember.
I know what you want to talk about.
Yeah, in March 12th. Yeah, the Oni of Ife issue.
I know.
It has never left you, and I keep wondering. I think it was March 12, 2021.
Yeah.
One SMCR with Arewa or something like that. A blog came out with a very horrible, terrible, nasty story, and they took some excerpt from our interview with you the last time, and they say you are the one responsible for the sacking of Olori Wura, that she said a lot of terrible things, that they only put you in charge of some widows or some women, old women, and you are doing the job. Then because they were calling you Olori, then Wura was threatened. Then one day she came to tell you to hands off those women, despite the fact that those women shared so much passion for you because of the way you treated them. Then you went to report to the king, and the king said, don't worry. Then eventually he said, go back. Look, they now said, oh, you are the one that in most cases, you and king travel to Canada, that you travel to London, that the king will leave the Olori in the room and come into your own room to do some shekere with you. She said, oh, that you didn't say, you didn't date with the king, that you only say you didn't marry him because of your child. A lot of, and recently there's another one, Maureen G's blog, that came out with a lot of things too, that the king is even still after you, that after you left the palace, that is you that you are making him to lose the first one, Wura, and this prophetess Naomi, that you had the real problem, that the king just love you, that is dying for you and all that. So I'm so surprised, and I said, this is going to be an opportunity to relate that to you so that you can react. So what do you think about SMC with Arewa and the recent one, Maureen blog?
Mr. Asabe, thank you so much. I was never going to comment on this. You are the only person that can make me talk about this.
Thank you so much, man. I'm very humbled, man.